Everyone, in this video I am going to discuss about AWS S3. What exactly is AWS S3 and why we gonna use these all things? First of all, AWS S3 is a storage service that is provided by the AWS. Here you can able to store your videos, photos, files, and a lot of things that are required for your operation. For example, audios and videos are a part of integral part of any of the website, whether it will be Spotify, whether it is a YouTube, any of the service social media requires video storing or the audio storing. Apart from that, when we are dealing with anything related to the machine learning, where we use a lot of vector files for storing, those also we require it. And when we are dealing with the infrastructures like the Terraform, we have previously discussed that we are using a remote backend where we connect our state files with S3 bucket, and we deploy over there, and we use the dynamic DynamoDB to configure these all the things, and we use S3 a lot of times over there, and it provides the scalability. As you know, every AWS service is prefixed with something called as elastic. That means it is a scalable and flexible. Scalable in the terms that when the 100 traffic comes, it will provide that much resource where it can support 100 of the peoples. When it increases to 1,000, then it will support 1,000 people. So in such situation, it is a very efficient way to configure these all things. And durability, it is 99.999% durable, means you will never face any issue with S3 bucket. If I having some documents, you uploaded it, you can able to access everywhere. That is called availability. Like you deployed it in a region called Mumbai, and you are accessing in San Francisco or Sao Paulo in the south of America, then it is accessible. This is how efficient AWS S3 is. Then what is the difference between other things? Like you might end up with some issue with other resource, but as for considering AWS S3, it is the most efficient way. It is also used in machine learning things, because you require a lot of data. In data processing also it is used, because you require a lot of data for processing these all the things. And security wise, because AWS provides a lot of things related to security, like the IAM, the identity access management, as well as it is secured by itself. Like if you don't make it, there is an access link for this particular S3, and if it is not public, then it is not accessible anywhere. If it is public, then also you can provide IAM role for accessing this particular service. These are the key features of AWS S3. So we will move on with the S3 storage classes. First one comes the standard storage classes. This is as normal as storing simple things like a video, audio, other sorts of files that are in organized way. But there are some things that are unorganized. If you are collecting some data that is not a part of your architecture, this is termed as unorganized data. To store that unorganized data, you need a intelligent tiering. Like if you have stored a lot of things, then organizing, dividing those and organizing in a structured way is very difficult for us. And as a machine learning engineer, or as AI engineer, you need to organize the data for the pre-processing things, those all things. So for that purpose, intelligent tiering is there. It will organize data on itself. So after that, we have the standard it is for frequent access. For example, there are some datas that doesn't need a frequent access, like backups. Some backups are there that doesn't need it is a one time backup, and you don't need to add again and again. For example, there is a photo that you uploaded on 13th September, and that took a backup in S3 bucket, and it will be stored, and you don't need to require again and again to backup the thing that is on 13. Like you don't need to tell the S3 bucket, see, there is something I have uploaded on 13th September, you need to add it on daily basis. No, you don't need to do those all things. It will be permanently saved over there. The frequent access is something where you are accessing that particular file on daily basis. It is, the machine learning is also again example over here, where you are storing your data for cleaning and accessing for different purpose. You need a frequent access, that is a standard eye, glacier and glacier deep archive. If your data is too much in depth, like a minute thing also make a lot of a difference. In such condition you can use glacier or glacier deep archive. So how we configure S3 bucket? It's too simple. You go to AWS, search over the S3 bucket, you define the what sort of a S3 bucket you are using, and you have to name that particular S3, and it has to be globally unique name, like not some similar names that are being used. You have to use a different name. Region must be as according to your need. Bucket policies, as I already discussed, we have IAM policies, just like the bucket policies. Who can use it, who can't use it, these are defined in the bucket policies. I will discuss these all things in a practical session. So here we have S3 objects. Like any data or metadata is termed as an object. For example, video is object, audio is object. These are defined with some object, and it is accessible with a key. Any object you save, it is saved as a value. Through key you will access it. A URL will be assigned with your object to access it. It is a key to access it. So metadata is some information about these all things, like how much MB it is, what is the content type, it is a video, and what sort of a video is. If it is a photo, what sort of photo it is it a PNG or JPG, JPEG, and we have SVG. Also it want to know like what sort of a data we are storing. Versioning, yeah, we can go with versioning. As I previously discussed in Terraform also, in storing state files, we can go for versioning. First person updates it, second person again updates it. We can go through these all things. And security in AWS S3, yeah, we can go for ACLs, access control list, like who can have what sort of access in the bucket list. Bucket policies as IAM policies, and server side encryption like S3 manager keys and key management service or customer provided service. You can use it. Client side encryption for securing data before upload, like there are some corrupt data which sometimes been uploaded and it might cause some issue. Therefore client side encryption must be there, like what sort of a data is he uploading, that must be checked properly. That can be done using security of AWS S3. And okay, these all are the things that are related to the AWS S3. Thank you.